Hi, Harket here from Car India magazine. And maybe the tall trees, the winding road, and the elevation has given you a little bit of an idea. But we're up in the mountains. Specifically, we're just outside Manali. We're about to start our trip all the way up to Khardung in this, the Renault Kwid 1 litre, with the AMT gearbox. This should be really fun. Let's get going.
Our journey didn't quite begin in Manali though. Instead, we started off from Delhi. The Rashtrapati Bhavan made for the perfect backdrop to begin our trip. From there, it was a quick drive to Chandigarh and beyond, before entering the hills for the very first time at Swarga. By the time we made it to Manali and our hotel, it was already night. The following morning, it was off again with the mountains and our first pass, Rohtangla, creeping ever closer. Our first taste of the mighty Himalayas and the first test for the Kwid. The car navigated the pass with no fuss and was rather fun to corner when the quality of the roads permitted it. We stopped at Zingzingwa for a spot of breakfast before registering at the checkpost and continuing on our way. From there on, we tackled Baralachala, drove past Sarchu, climbed the Gata loops, crossed Lachungla, and made it to the More Plains. It was more difficult than it sounds, believe me. After enjoying the expansiveness of the plains and the Kwid's sorted suspension on that stretch of tarmac, it was time to conquer Taglangla, the second highest pass in India. This too was easily accomplished from behind the wheel of the Kwid, which had proved to be excellent so far. Soon enough, we arrived in Leh Valley and stopped off at the historic Shea Palace on the way into the town of Leh. This, now crumbling structure, was built in 1655 as a summer palace for the royalty of Ladakh. It is an enigmatic edifice, even today, and offers some breathtaking views as well. We also paid a visit to the massive Thiksey monastery before entering Leh and going to our hotel for the night.
Finally, the day of reckoning has arrived. We're in Leh, we're about to drive up to Khardungla, the highest motorable road in the world. In this, the Renault Kwid 1 litre. It stood up to everything we've thrown at it so far, and this is its final hurdle. Will it make it? Continue watching to find out.
And so we set off with a destination of Khardungla top, a mere 40 kilometers away. Those 40 kilometers started off pretty great too. But once past the South Pulu checkpost, the roads transitioned into rough mud paths with water crossings and rocks tossed in for good measure. The Kwid though is a resilient machine, and despite all the abuse we were throwing at it, she just kept on going. Less than 2 hours later, we had arrived at Khardungla top. This city slicker, with its 1 litre engine and AMT gearbox, had been completely taken out of its comfort zone, but hadn't so much as flinched on the way. We didn't even get a puncture. How bonkers is that? Now that we had achieved what we had set out to, it was time to take the same treacherous, adventure-filled route back to where we came from, Delhi. We couldn't resist taking a stop or two along the way though, one in particular.
We're at the top of the Rohtang Pass right now. The first pass you hit on the way from Delhi to Leh, and the last one on the way back. And this means that our trip has pretty much come to an end now. And before I leave though, I have to say that this car, the Renault Kwid 1 litre, has left me thoroughly impressed. It took on slushy bits, really thick muddy bits, stones, water crossings, you name it. Even the steep slopes of Khardung did not phase it. I mean, it's done everything we asked of it and looked good while doing it too. What more can you ask for? Anyway, this is Harket from Car India Magazine signing off. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and all other social media to keep up with everything that we're up to, because we're always doing crazy stuff like this. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.